Hi all, in the next video we're going to discuss breaking the cycle of burnout, and I'm going to go through around 5 to 7 or 8 key lessons for preventing, managing and overcoming burnout. So join me, because I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you do, we're all going to benefit from this. First thing, I hope everyone's doing really well. And if you're not subscribed but you're a returning viewer to my channel, please do subscribe to support the channel. Like the videos that are relevant to you, you feel called to, that you appreciate the work put in and the coaching put in. If you want to inquire about working with me as a coach, whether it's as a personal trainer, a life coach, a life purpose coach, yoga, energy healing, cognitive behavioral therapy, mindset change, achieving any goal in life, leadership and mentoring coaching, and there's the entrepreneurial coaching as well. So any of those services or more, you can check out my website, which the information is in the description box below, and you can also email me. Now, I'm keen on hearing, especially from my subscribers, what videos you really are helping you, or do you like that every now and then there's either the fitness or the mental health is the one area where you really would like for me to cover that's not been covered, and I can then do that. All right. Now, if there's anything you believe someone is going to have help from actually seeing the video and the content, do share it with them on YouTube. There's a share and they can view it, and that will obviously help them out in maybe a stressful time or a time where they're trying to find a goal, or for example if they've got their partner going in for a bodybuilding competition or a physique competition, maybe they're not sure how to support their partner. You can share the things to think of, 10 things to think of before entering a competition, because I cover all those elements in there, and what sort of experience you might have, and things even cost wise. So there's different things that can be shared, and it also supports the channel, but more so people are getting help, because the channel does not have many subscribers, and so the views are also quite low, and the views seem to be of people that are not subscribers, so people that just land on the page, view it, and either return to view another video, or they and they're not subscribed. So do subscribe to help the channel grow, and also like I said, I'm happy to take on any of your questions or queries. So the breaking the cycle of burnout is really important. Now, after many years of feeling trapped in a vicious cycle of overworking myself, and until now, I will honestly say that I sometimes struggle with this belief, right? I could be doing content for the channel, or for a client. Okay, more so it's for the free content that I do. Client not so much, because I put my heart and soul in everything I do, and I'll be doing the content, and then I will take and amend it, because I really want it my way. And then my assistant may help schedule, make sure that any new clients coming in can fit in their appointments during my day. Other than that, I do most of it. And that's why my focus so far is on YouTube as opposed to other platforms, because I've got 2 channels on YouTube. This is still within the cycle of burnout where I'm getting to. Prior to that, I was in a very senior corporate job for many years, while I did part-time coaching and worked on my qualifications and my experience. And through that, and being let down by maybe coaches, personal trainers especially, and doing the transformation myself, that's where I knew there's a gap, there's a void for credible, and always go for quality. Do not go for the cheapest thing, because you'll be bouncing around, you know, and in the end you want to transform and achieve that goal, but it transforms your life. All right. I was overworking myself. I was always getting burnt out. I was washed out, and you know, it was like wash, rinse, repeat, and I would not stop until actually it was kind of like the universe made me get a cold or made me get ill, or to the point where, you know, I'd not slept for so long. And you know that I'm a very big advocate on sleeping, and you can see where that comes from, like just being on minimal hours of sleep, and overworking myself. And here are the top 7 key ways that have helped me cope with burnout and prevent moving forward. Going back to the element of where I say I prepare my content, I'll be preparing the content and maybe listening to something or listening to the replay back. And I try to keep it authentic. So you'll find that sometimes maybe, I think in one of the last videos, I was talking and mumbling, and I really needed obviously a coffee or a caffeine kick, but I had not what here it is. I had not had one. I could have easily rewound, but I'm human, and I want everyone to feel that we're all human and just to be our authentic selves, and that's really important. And that's why also the background is fairly simple, all right? And I'll be doing content at the same time. I'm like, you're doing content, you are this is getting into a bit of mindset, okay? You are being creative, and although it's work and it's creativity and I need to do it to get it out there, it's my work, I'm also I'll be picking something else up in the meantime while it's processing something for like 3-4 minutes, as opposed to just pausing and taking a breather. I'll pick up my phone to maybe do a short or an update on something, or schedule something for another channel. And all that just back and forth, because what it was is, because when I was in prior to the, so I was 3 years part-time in my senior stakeholder sort of roles of a chief level, not CEO, but of people, talent, HR, coaching and leadership. And in that meantime, I was also coaching, and I had clients in terms of fitness, yoga, and all the elements that I actually put online content. And then full-time, I moved into it 7 years ago. So with a bit of in and out in terms of the type of clients that I took on. So your mind is kind of programmed that unless you're burning yourself out, let me know if you relate to this, unless you're burning yourself out, you won't get the rewards, you won't get the fruition. And I've had to adapt to that, and I've really had to adapt that I don't have to make myself burnt out, overexhausted. Even this is related to training. Some people make themselves overtrained, overexhausted. And it's adapting that belief that you work, but you need to balance your personal life. You need to balance, actually, you should have a 5-minute breather. You don't have to be scatterguns all over the place. You don't have to be into a 9-to-5 job where unless you stay 2 hours afterwards, you're not worthy of that promotion, okay? Because that leads to burnout. And there's also a mindset approach about that. I might discuss it a bit later in terms of I've just touched base on it in terms of my experience. And these 7 key lessons, I said about 5 to 8 in the intro because I know how I am, but I know I've got 7 key solid ones, are really takeaways for you, okay? So number 1 is, even the work you love can lead to burnout, right? What we sometimes do is we take up a passion and make it our purpose and our work, and sometimes that can even lead to burnout. It doesn't mean that you start to hate it. It means you need to break the cycle. I mean, like, a lot of us like to watch clips on TikTok, right? If you do that for so long, you'll find that you actually reach a stage where I need 2 hours, I need a day where I'm not picking up my phone. And your automatic response is probably to pick up your phone, but you say, I'm not doing it. And if you notice after that perseverance of not picking up your phone, you feel a lot better. yet you do love to look at TikTok and look at the content and everything. So know that work you love can lead to burnout because you will need a break. Number two, extra sleep isn't enough to cure burnout. So if you're thinking that you're burnt out, you're going to catch up on sleep in the weekend, have extra 2-3 hours each day with a nap, that is not going to level it out. Number three, burnout is more than exhaustion. It's beyond that. Though exhaustion is often a sign of current and imminent burnout, all right? Number four, constantly thinking about work can burn you out just as much as actually working. I am so about this. The reason is because I've been there. So sometimes I actually have to stop myself because I like to give my all into everything, especially when it's to do with my clients or who I'm working with, who I'm giving content to. And that's why I mentioned like give back energy, support the channel so that I feel there's a balance of energy in terms of just, for example, YouTube. And I think that's the same for anyone, you know. But if you are not disconnected and you're still thinking about work, but you're not working, it's the same as actually working. And you might know this, but also if you're quite anxious, and sometimes I can be, if you're thinking about it and you're like, tomorrow I'll do that email, I need to do this, I need to do that. Sometimes it's easier to just get on the bloody laptop and do that bloody email because you can get it out your head as opposed to thinking about it. But again, the screen time can wake you up. But the whole point is constantly thinking about work can burn you out just as much as actually working. So think about that. Now, number 1 and 4, what I just mentioned, are key combinations and where for me. And learning to create mental boundaries has been an ongoing practice, like I said. Number 1 was even the work you love can lead to burnout, and you need to put boundaries. And number 4 was constantly thinking about work can burn you out just as much as the actual work. So if you relate to those 2 key combinations, let me know. But if you also combinate, if you take a combination over another 2 or 3, or what are your top ones, let me know. Let's go on to number 5. Burnout can, but doesn't always have to begin with a compulsion to overachieve and prove oneself. So I mentioned this, that where we might feel like we need to work at all the hours or burn ourselves out or do work that we're programmed to do. Like I said, if you're doing content work, you might be like, this was not what I was used to doing. I do a 9-to-5 job, and then I'm asked to do a 3-hour board meeting or 2 hours scheduling my CEO's, I don't know, a diary to travel to, I don't know, wherever he's traveling, she's traveling. And so unless I do that, I am not worthy of reward. I am not worthy of whatever it is. That mindset is going to burn you out as well. So really, burnout can, but not always, begin with compulsion to overachieve and to prove oneself, because there's a self-worth element there, and I cover self-worth a little bit in my videos as well. Number 6, burnout sparks an actual change in the functioning of your central nervous system. Therefore, recovering from burnout requires healing and regulating the nervous system. I gave you the example of TikTok. Disconnect for 2-3 hours and see how you feel a lot better. Okay, so that is number 6. Okay, burnout sparks the actual change in functioning in central nervous system. Therefore, you need a recovery period of calming the nervous system down and regulating it. I am a breathwork teacher, and also I have clients that take on breathwork and meditation sessions, and a lot of them is just to disconnect. Some of them just want to do a 10-minute with me, and it just helps. And that's why also when I mentioned in one of my fitness videos I mentioned take a break during your day. It was talking about neat movement and walking, getting your steps in. You don't have to do number one cardio, where you can go out for your walk, because it also gives you a mental break. It gives your senses like your eyes a break. All that helps regulate your nervous system again. And so you can see how the elements of where I've done my page on mind, body and soul is on a different channel, but it all ties in. And that's why sometimes people that, or trainers or coaches that have not gone through life experiences and different clients and their own journey, they don't understand how, for example, one can be a transformation coach or a PT and focus on so many different elements like your mind, your body, your sensitive, your nervous system, your general health, what to do to sleep, to hydrate, etc. It all ties in. It's all your vessel, all right? If your mind isn't functioning well, you feel like a bloody zombie. You can hate everything around you, you know, and it can affect you physically. Burnout can make you actually get ill, you know, especially if you're not listening. The universe then comes in and says, you know what, you've not been listening. I've given you little inklings that you need to rest, you need to disconnect. And you're like, no, I'm not. And I've been there, you know, when you've been in, for example, if you've been looking for a job or you've been financially unstable, how burning out is that? You know, people are like, but you're not working 9 to 5. And you're like, yeah, but I don't sleep. I get up, I look for a job, I'm under financial pressure. That is overexhaustion. That is, you know, mental burnout. It's burnout even translates in your physical body because you're overthinking. The mental energy is so strong. So it all ties in. So regulating the nervous system, taking a break when you can is really important. And I also am a big advocate that if you're feeling burnt out and you're already at Monday, and you feel like the weekend you didn't take off, book an annual leave, take a sick day, all right? Because you will need that. Otherwise, by the time it comes to the weekend, I'm talking about you already felt that you're in burnout. You will maybe have a cold, you won't be feeling very well. So see if you can last without being the person who's always resilient and yes, I can last. If you're really feeling cold to, take that day. That one day annual leave, you're not going to lose it. It's actually going to be very beneficial to you. But when you take that day, don't think about work like I used to, or I'd log on to just filter for some emails, check if my team has contacted me, if they need anything. Disconnect. Then we've got number 7, which I've actually bullet pointed several points underneath it. So a bit of bonus there. Burnout prevention starts with number 1, attention to your personal needs, listening to yourself. A lot of us can be very disconnected in this. So if you need help in terms of that, let me know, because I do coach that, especially on the spiritual side. Number 2, having manageable workloads with clear expectations is really important. Number 3, fair compensation, right? Having a balance, whether it's a balance of energy. I give you this content you like, or you come and work with me, and then I give you my all. We achieve your goals, you get your goals, and I feel like I have helped you push forward, see your capabilities, and really just hold you accountable to achieve your goal. There's a balance of energy there. I'm not even talking about money. Now, if we go on to money, you're in a job and you are not feeling well paid. It's like the same if you're in a job and you feel like you're underpaid. If you're in a job and let's say you're a personal trainer and you've put your prices really low to get clients are attracted to you, and so that fair compensation or lack of fair compensation can really also cause you burnout, all right? Whether it's energy balance, whether it's financial, whatever it is in your working life. Supportive working environment. this is really important, right? We are humans, we do like connection, we do need to feel supported. If you are in a working environment where you don't feel supported, it can be very isolating, and it can also lead to other stuff like making you feel insignificant, all right? But being supported in a supporting working environment is extremely important to avoid burnout, not only because there's teamwork there or people can help you, like, oh, I need to just get a 2-minute breather. This has been a really stressful meeting. And someone's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll answer your extension if someone calls. That is supportive work. And note that a supportive environment also means supporting yourself, right? Knowing how to support yourself. So these are the 7 key lessons of preventing and managing overcoming burnout. The next video, let me know in the comments. I'm thinking to cover 4 types of burnout that you might not see coming or recognizing, because we did say, you know, really listen to your personal needs and paying attention to the signs, all right? And also I've got a video that's saying, are you listening to your body? You might want to check that out. That will be, I believe, in fitness as well as maybe energy healing. So check that out. It will be helpful in terms of the physical, but do look out for the next one. 4 types of burnout you might not see coming. I've already done a draft of what I want to cover in this, and that's why I know I'm covering around 4. Sometimes there's always a benefit, there's a bonus, isn't there? But yeah, that helps me not go off on a tangent, but sharing our experiences is really important. And that's why I also want the channel to grow so that we can go live and we can just have a community. I'm probably going to start up a Patreon as well, where there will be a Patreon live too. But I do have one with my clients in terms of coaching, where we all come, and that's the private coaching that I do. So remember, there's no one size fits all in terms of personal growth, in terms of your fitness, in terms of your mind and your development, your personal development, personal growth, your emotional needs. Take what serves you from everything I do. And remember, these are key lessons that I believe will help you, given my experience across different sectors in life, given my experience as a coach, and given my own personal journey and clients that I've seen as well. So I hope this helps, and I hope you find it relatable, with me being able to relate to the corporate background, as well as maybe where some of you are creative and content people. Whatever you do in life, I think I've covered the different roles that you might be within. So if you've got any questions, please do let me know. Put them in the comment box below, because I would love to hear from you and get to know you a bit more. And let me know if you're working on any goals at this moment in time. And I will see you in our next video. Bye for now.